It's recording. Um, Hi, my name is Pam Stafford, and I am with the fan group called Hard Eyes for David Duchovny. And we have asked people to post videos uh, saying why they're hard eyes for David and wishing him a happy 60th birthday. And so I am here with LuAnn. LuAnn, introduce yourself.
Hi, David. This is LuAnn. I'm from Iowa. I just want to wish you a very happy birthday. You young kid you. I'm a lot older than you. Well, not really a lot, but I am older than you. I just want to wish you a happy birthday, and I hope that your 60th is the best yet to come. But otherwise, I live in rural Iowa, and I've been a fan not very long.
And so what is it about David that made you become a fan?
Well, back in 2016, I was looking for something to watch, and I stumbled across this crazy show on X-Files called on Netflix called The X-Files. And I watched it. The first episode, I was starting to fall in love with David Duchovny. I thought his character had a vulnerability that I found quite sexy, and I thought that he was a good-looking guy, and I thought the stories were interesting. I have to say, I watched 2 episodes, the pilot, which was 2 hours long, and then the first episode. And then I took a break for a day, watched another episode, took a break for a day. And then when the 4th one came on, it was based in Sioux City and then Lake Okoboji. And I had to laugh because Lake Okoboji was spelled so weird. And I was like, oh, they don't even know. That doesn't look like Sioux City. And it just was a snowball effect. I think I watched the first 8 seasons, well, actually, just the David episodes. I watched all of those in a month and a half.
Wow.
And I couldn't get enough of him. I had to see what was he in, what movie was he in. I watched Californication. It's just been a snowball effect. The TV show brought me to his music, and then it brought me to later on to his books. And it's like I'm not like this. This isn't me. My daughter and my grandkids think I'm a little crazy, a little off the edge, but that's okay. It's not me. It's not something I've done. I've just kind of fallen into it. I like his characters have a vulnerability, like I said, that I find really sexy. There's a nugget in there that I want to know what makes him tick, and he's not showing me everything. And I think that's what keeps me coming back for more.
Okay. And I wanted to ask you, the first time you and I met in person was in Nashville. And so I wanted to ask you about this picture.
Oh, yeah. Now, one night to remember, that's for sure.
Yeah.
I wasn't expected. I had a meet and greet for David in Nashville. That was the first time, the second time I've ever traveled alone by myself. I had gone and I'd seen David and Jillian both at Chicago at the Comic-Con in August. And this was in December, and I went and I had everything all planned out. You get 45 seconds, I'm going to say this. And when I got there, I didn't say that, and I started into a whole nother story. I think I was like 7th or 8th, maybe 9th in line for the meet and greets, and then you have probably 100 people that hour in meet and greets. And when he called me up on stage, it totally blew me away. Totally blew me away. I kept saying, don't cry, don't cry, don't cry. Take off my glasses, don't cry, don't cry. Trying to live in the moment. And I finally put my glasses on halfway through the song and said, no, I'm going to live in the moment. My biggest regret was I grabbed his arm when he said, this is for LuAnn. And I grabbed his arm and I said, no, it's for Kevin. And that's my biggest regret, that I grabbed his arm. But it was a moment I'll never forget. It was very special to me. And look at him looking at me, and look at me looking at him.
Mm-hmm.
That's hard eyes for you, isn't it?
Yeah. and he sang the song "Stars," which is
he sang the song
that
"Stars."
you requested or asked.
Yeah, and the story behind it was, I told him I wanted to say it's a lyric and it's a voice and it's a moment in time, and if you add them together, magic can happen. And I instead launched into a story about traveling for work on Mother's Day, and I was upset because Mother's Day is my day. My son had passed away several years ago, and I spent part of the day thinking of him, and the other part of the day with my daughter. So I was really upset that I was traveling on Mother's Day. And I said, but the Friday before, I thought, hey, David Duchovny, he's the X-File guy. I'll download his music, see what it is. And I said, got on the plane, I put the earbuds in, and the first two songs that they played were Stars and Passenger. And it just, a nugget of lyric here and there just pulled me. And it was on constantly for almost a year straight. I think I listened to it every day at work, all day, every day. You know, just David Duchovny in my ears.
And so he wasn't going to sing that song.
No, he wasn't going to sing that song. And he said, what was the second song? And I said, Passenger. And he said, oh, we're not singing that one either. And I said, what about Jericho? And he said, no, not singing that one either. And I said, well, maybe next time. And that was the end of the conversation. And I moved on and had no idea that this would ever happen.
Yeah.
Totally blindsided me. And
it was great to be there. It's great to see the picture.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. And it's funny, the people that you meet through David, you know, in August when I was at the Comic-Con, we had gone out, met 20-some people were at the meal eating pizza. And then we go to Nashville and we had a big crowd, you know, eating afterwards too. And the people you meet and you still stay in connection with, it's not just, it's a David connection, but then it's something more.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you find out what they like or what they do, and it becomes a conversation in itself. And it's, I don't know, it's added joy to my life. I will say that. It's given me, I find Twitter fun, and I find social media for the most part fun, you know, but yeah, my granddaughter teases me all the time. You know, she said, I troll you on Twitter. She said, just to see what you say. And she said, the other day you commented on a picture and you said sizzle. She said, all my friends thought that was funny. And I was like, oh my God. So I'm Twitter famous in my young granddaughter's life.
Yeah, I bet they get a kick out of that, actually. That you're...
Yeah, and I said, well, I'm not going to change it. It's who I am. So,
Mm-hmm.
And they accept it. So that's fine.
And so anything else you want to say to David or to...
I don't think so. Just have a great birthday and kick it to the floor because we're ready for some new stuff.
We're
new
ready.
Music.
Ready
Yeah.
for music, new novel.
New novel coming out in February. Yeah. Yep. Time to get out and on the road again. Let's get this COVID-19 taken care of and let's do some fun.